Hey Libra, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. Ruth here with your intuitive reading for the month of May. Intuitive because I do not decide what these readings are about. The first card that we select here will tell us the kind of the focus of this reading, and that's going to tell us how you're going to be feeling when you enter the month of May. Oh, it's this one at the bottom, the Hermit energy. We have the Hermit for you. So let's have a look at where you've been in the past. So you come into this month feeling as the Hermit feels, which means that you are wanting to learn something, understand something, know something, see something about yourself, taking time out to become wiser. In the recent past, you've been in this energy of the Nine of Swords, so it's probably a good time that you are, I mean, obviously these energies are linked, so it's obviously good that you are doing this. Let's see what's been driving this energy. It's the Ace of Pentacles, so it's a decision that you have to make, an offer that's been made to you, maybe an offer that you want to make, that you're agonizing over, but this is the energy of the Ace of Pentacles that's creating this energy in you of the Hermit energy and the Nine of Swords. Let's see where you're moving into the Ten of Swords. Well, it's progress, I suppose. So you're moving to clearly making some sort of decision. You've got a message from your higher self here. You know, these intuitive messages, I've been doing them for 2 months, and every month they seem to insert, I create this spread here, and then they just seem to insert another part of the reading which I didn't plan on, but it's fine. It's here, it's been working very well. You've got your outcomes here. We're going to clarify these cards, and I clarify as and when. Sometimes it comes out at the beginning, middle, it doesn't matter, it just comes out whenever. It doesn't matter. We might end up with 70 cards on here. We just see what happens. There's another outcome here. And we'll end with a chakra message as well for you, okay? Okay. There is peace. I can feel, even though it maybe doesn't seem like that, there is peace of mind. Peace of mind is coming to you. That seems like to be a clarifying card. I think that goes there. Okay, there's another one. I think this is for the Ace of Pentacles, but we'll see in a second. Okay, this is the card at the base of the reading. You've got the Eight of Cups. Okay, so it's potentially a love situation, or let's see. I feel like I need to look at this, and I think this is it. The Magician. The energy that's driving you forward is trying to create something, you trying to manifest something, or somebody, it could be somebody else trying to manifest something with you, somebody trying to create something with you. This obviously could be business. I feel like it is business for some of you. Trying to get a business off the ground, trying to get an idea off the ground, trying to create something, make something, build something, manifest something real solid. There's this energy though of the Eight of Cups, which is the base at the reading, which is kind of like, this is what you know this already. You know this Eight of Cups already. So this is either you coming into awareness about an emotional cycle that you've been engaging in, that's been affecting you, that's been afflicting you mentally. You are aware of needing to move away from something that feels toxic or heavy, as if it's draining you or has drained you. This could be work for some people, so I feel it. I definitely feel it is work for some people. I definitely feel as though some of you have been in a job position. You could have been, for example, working in medicine, right? So we know how difficult the last couple of years have been because of the pandemic. So maybe, you know, I definitely feel that some of you are in the medical profession and have felt very demoralized, drained, whatever job you do. It's actually made you doubt yourself. It's question your confidence, question your self-worth. You feel and know that it is time to move away from this job. You've come into that realization that this work is the thing, this work that you've been engaging in, the job, how you make a living, whatever that is, it's time to move away from it. It's time to walk away from it. You know this. This is something that you know as you begin May. For some of you, it could be relationships, but I'm feeling it's work for some people as well. The energy that's driving. So you enter. This is big and it's important with all these major arcanas here. You enter the month of May in this energy of the hermit mode. So this is you taking some time out potentially, or you so if you are at work, for example, taking some time off work. Some of you might be feeling very unwell, some of you might be feeling physically unwell, some of you might be feeling emotionally drained, mentally drained. You've thought and thought and thought and thought clearly in the past with this energy here of the Nine of Swords. This is the recent past. So you've thought and thought and thought and thought. You've given this, and you've had sleepless nights. You've had anxiety potentially. That type of energy. And again, this could be any situation in your life, but that's what you've been experiencing. So you know, but you come into May knowing that you've got to walk away from something or from someone, from a job, a situation, or a person, a relationship. You understand that this has been something that has drained you, that has kept you tied, and that has stopped you from seeing yourself. You've lost yourself. You've lost touch with who you are. You've lost touch with what makes you happy. You've lost touch with your joy. You've lost touch with your vibrancy, your life force, your happiness, your abundance. You've lost touch with it, and you need to go deep is the words that just came into my head. You need to go deep and get friendly with the monster that's been created by this burdensome work or this burdensome relationship, because that's what we see here with the devil energy. With the devil energy, we see, I'm a Capricorn, this is Capricorn's energy. I say for shorthand, the devil energy is a slavish commitment to responsibility, to a perspective, to a way of living that eventually leads to our freedom, awareness and inspiration. It eventually leads, because we stay stuck in a situation for so long that doesn't serve us, eventually we decide to break the chains. That's the energy of the devil. So it's a case of feel this, recognize that the situation that you've been in, the cycle that you've been in, extremely emotional cycle that you've been in, that you now know where this cycle's been created, whether it's been a relationship, whether it's been work, whatever it's been. You sit with that energy and recognize it, and you don't avoid it. And that's what I see here. You're not avoiding the discomfort. You're actually engaging with the discomfort, because and you might be actually taking time off work. You might actually take a week off, a couple of days off, turn your phone off. I had a reading yesterday with another sign. It might have, I can't remember, it's Sagittarius, I think. And I said the same to them. I said, you need some time out. This is where you're at. You need some time out. This is your recent past, the Nine of Swords. So you've been having sleepless nights about this situation. You've been agonizing about this situation. And it seems like the only time that you had space to even acknowledge the impact of the work or of the job or of the relationship or whatever the situation that you've been in, it seems like the only time you had to acknowledge the depths, the pain, the anxieties that you've been experiencing was this time, was in bed, was at night when you should have been sleeping. But instead you were just, all this stuff was just coming up to the surface. You were feeling it all, you were trying to process it all, but then you had to get back to work the next day, or you had to be on the next day, so you couldn't really rest, you couldn't really sit with it, you couldn't really engage with it. That is, it brought you to this Ten of Swords, all right? This clarity, this realization, and I'm so glad to see this message here with the Hierophant, because this Hierophant I always say for shorthand, you can live your truth or somebody else's. Well, this is you accepting the truth. This is you accepting that you feel like this, or this is you just in the recent past. I'm thinking like this. I'm doing this at night. I'm stressing myself out. I'm anxious. I cannot function like that. I need to take some time out. I need to put myself first. I need to acknowledge my own reality. Hierophant. I need to acknowledge my own reality. I need to acknowledge my suffering. And that has led you to taking some time out, and rightfully so. Good. That's exactly what you needed to do. Good. Take it. Because look what happens when you look what's happening. So you might enter this month and it might be so acute for you. It might be so sharp for you. You might still now be feeling a little bit. Sometimes I'll give you an example of what I mean by acute. Things might feel acute. Sometimes when I'm working, especially, so I've got a dog, tiny dog, as you know, we love him, and sometimes he's barking. It doesn't make like it's fine. I don't hear, he'll bark. Someone's walked past the house, he barks, whatever. You're like, yeah, he's a dog. But other times, especially when I've been working, literally one sound, like literally he might be licking his paws, or he might be what, and I'd just be like, Tenny, like stop. And it's not because I'm a different person or I've changed. It's because where my head is, I haven't got the patience, I haven't got the energy to even connect with how I'm feeling. I just react. And I feel like you guys are feeling that, have been in that acute energy. But luckily, as I said, you've not been avoiding it, and that's good to see, Libra. You've been facing it and dealing with it and acknowledging it. And this is what you get, you're coming to in the near future. You're coming to, I feel the energy lifting. Actually, there's another card that wants to come out in a second. I feel the energy lifting. And I feel it's you that's bringing about this. You are going to act on what you know now. You're going to move on what you know now. We know what the Ten of Swords represents, and it's the end of that. You've thought about it. You've agonized. You've thought around the houses. I can't do this. Why can't I do this? How am I feeling? Why can't I do it? Is this right for me? Blah 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 blah. You've thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. You've exhausted every eventuality now. Now it's time to act. So what you now know, what you've learned from this energy of the Ten, what you learn from this Hermit and the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords and the Devil, like what you learn from that is going to be propelling you forwards. The Chariot energy is as above, so below. So we've got our yin and our yang, our divine masculine, our divine feminine. Our divine feminine is our consciousness, and our divine masculine is our actions. So our consciousness is the thing that moves us forward, and understanding deeply what we know, what we feel, what we want is the thing that can help to affect change externally for us. And that's what I see for you. I feel like this is a change that's going to come. I feel like you are going to bring about a change in your life. You are going to bring about a change in your life. That change is walking away from something and creating something new. That's, we see that here with the because remember, everything that we see here is being brought about by this energy here. It's being brought about by this Ace of Pentacles, and you might not be able to see it, though I think you do. I think you do understand that this change is coming, and that you're making this change, and that you're going to have to do things differently. I think you get that already yourself. I think you can't stay in this job, or you can't stay in this situation, or you can't stay in that relationship, because this is not healthy. So no matter how much you try to think about, yeah, but these are the reasons why I shouldn't do it. These are the reasons why I shouldn't leave. These are the reasons why I shouldn't leave this job, or leave this person, or leave whatever. These are the reasons why I should stay. You've thought and thought and thought, and the thinking has actually led to enlightenment. The thinking has led to exhaustion. The thinking has led to anxiety. The thinking has led to stress. But it's that exhaustion, anxiety, and stress that has helped you to recognize the true toxicity of the situation that you're in. And you can either live in that truth, or you can live in somebody else's truth. You can either live in your truth, or you can live in somebody else's truth. And you are coming to that understanding. You are coming to that awareness, that conclusion. And you're making your decision to move forward towards something else. let's look at the message from your higher self, from what you can't see. This is what's coming down the line. So you know, I really appreciate this. You know, I felt this energy like before, like it's like a breeze, like it's like, imagine it now. If you closed your eyes now, if you closed your eyes and imagine that where you're standing on the beach and the breeze and the sprays coming from the sea, and it's so fresh, that air, it's so clean, that air, and it's so pure that it feels as every time you breathe it in and every time that the air hits your face, it's as if the air is going straight through your body and your brain and your mind, and it's clearing everything out. That's what I feel. Everything that's just being, the peace, the fresh air, the new energy. I feel it being breathed through you. It's like it's coming. This is what I feel is coming towards you, and this is what the universe is giving me, that energy of this is clearing your mind, your body of the toxicity, your mind and your body of the toxicity. I'm now getting a message actually about which I don't usually talk about this food wise, but your body needs to be purified, so you need to be eating white foods. Now that doesn't mean the color white, that means foods that are clear, so foods that are so for example, tea is white, and even though it doesn't look white, right? Vegetables are red, really. Let me think of some more white foods. I've been eating white foods. I've been eating. You need to cleanse. You need to clear. You need to drink your water. You need to have a bath salts, you know, in your bath. You need to purify. That's what you need to do, and you're gonna take time off work if you need to take time off work, take time off school if you need to take time off school. The universe is telling me that they're cleansing you from above. I can feel it. It's beautiful, to be honest. They're clearing out your energy, they're clearing out your body, they're clearing out the toxins, which is what's happening, and you can have an effect on that by, as I said, the white foods. I can't. I'll try to put something together. How do I explain it? I was just doing it myself the other day. Anyway, I can't think right now, but white foods, clear foods, foods that are clear. So if they have juice, the juice would be clear. Yeah, I think fruit would be good for you. Sweets, candy are actually really good white foods. What else? Obviously salad items are really great for that. Kale is really good because kale is so good at pulling out the toxins from your body. It just literally strips your cells. Oh, coconut is amazing. Coconut water, coconut's brilliant. I want to say nuts as well. I don't know, I feel like nuts aren't white, but you might know. Don't stay away from nuts. Stay away from brown food. Stay away from black foods. Anyway, okay. This is your message. So that is part of your message, okay? What I'm just giving you, that's part of your message from your higher self. But look at what they're telling you. They're telling you that you need to recognize that this time of pause, this moment of pause that you're experiencing, is bringing you into clear enlightenment, is bringing you into expansion. Expanding 1 and 2 is 3. In 3 is about the number of expansion. It's also the number of the ascended masters, actually. It's bringing you into expansion and expanded awareness, expanded consciousness. You are learning and starting to see the true impact of emotions and your thinking, the true impact that that has on not only your physical body, but on your physical manifested world. So you're starting to recognize, and this process is starting to recognize, and the universe wants you to recognize that your environment and your thinking actually has an impact on your physical health. And this is now something that you have to deal with. You have to recognize that you are important enough to nurture, and that's what this energy is representing. It's saying that this energy, this time out that you're going to give yourself, is going to help you to understand your passion, your confidence, it's going to firm up your resolve, your self-importance, your self-worth, recognizing what it is you want, understanding what it is you feel, and understanding that what you feel is important. It's going to be this that's going to lead you to this energy of the Six of Swords, which is this cleansing, your mind being cleansed and your body being cleansed for sure. But take some time out if you need to, okay? And if your boss has anything to say about it, just tell them to send them this link, Key Wisdom, and they'll get it. You know, you've got to still live in your reality. Yes, we've all got bills to pay. Yes, we've all got family. We've all got people that need us. But you still got to live in your reality. And if your reality, i.e. your body and your mind and your emotional world, is like in chaos and a mess, then everything else is going to be a mess anyway, eventually, in your manifest world. So take some time out, address, and you do, I feel. We'll look at the outcomes now. Take some time out, do what you need to do to focus on nurturing and cleansing yourself, because your energy really needs to be cleansed. Outcomes here, we've got 9 of Wands, Page of Swords, 7 of Swords. Some of you do not recognize your own importance. Some of you still do not recognize your own worth and value. These here are not just for show. These are the precepts of Mikao Usui, who's the founder of Reiki, okay? He is the original Reiki master. This is him, Mikao Usui. I love this dude. He's one of my ascended masters. I've spoken to him many times. Anyway, I've worked with him many times. Anyway, these are one of the first lessons that you have in Reiki level 1 is you learn about these precepts, and you have to sit with these precepts. And at first you look at them, and it says at the top, you can't see it, but it says a secret method of inviting happiness through many blessings. Just for today, do not worry, be humble, be honest in your dealings with people. The last one, be compassionate towards yourself and others. Now, at first, when you think that, you think, oh, I was like, I'm so easy, like, I'm so compassionate, like, I'm an empath, I know. And even when I started doing this, I was an empath, you know, when I started Reiki a few years ago, I'm like, I'm so compassionate. And then when we came to the assessment day and we were all sat around, and my Reiki master said, well, asked everyone in turn, you know, what precept did you find hard? And I thought the one that was most difficult for me was the compassionate toward myself. I said, because it's so easy for me to be compassionate to other people, but I just wasn't able to give myself that same compassion. I just wasn't able to accept what I felt. I said to her, I wasn't able to accept my truth. I wasn't able to accept what I was feeling and what I was dealing with. That's what you're going through. You are lacking self-compassion. Some of you are doubting that you are important enough to nurture. You don't think that you are important enough to nurture. Well, work's important. You know, that's what's important. You know, that pays my bills, that da-da-da-da-da-da. Some of you will still get to the end of this time period and you'll go back to this, and you want to go back to the situation. You want to go back into this toxic situation, and toxic in a real way, because it's starting to physically affect you now. It's starting to affect your physical body, and it's starting to affect your physical world. So it's starting to affect what is manifest. So when we're seeing on the top, on the outside, if you're physically ill, unwell, you're sleepless nights, you have no appetite, or you're eating the wrong foods, or you're not taking care of yourself, you're not looking after yourself, it has an impact. It has an impact on more than just that immediate moment. It has ripple effects. Some of you are doubting the fact that you should be compassionate to yourself. Don't doubt it. That's what this is. Do not doubt it. You have to start to look at your pain. You have to start to acknowledge what it is you have been feeling, what it is you've been thinking. I feel like some of you will go back into the situation that's toxic. But, and however, I feel like this energy of the Page of Swords is also giving us that hope of saying that you are going to start to look. You're going to start to acknowledge. So when you're back at this job, or when you're back with this person or whatever, but when you're back in this job, it's like you're going to notice how it makes you feel to be there. Like, okay, I've had some time out, let me go back, let me see how I'm feeling. And you're going to respond to it. You're not going to just ignore it this time, which is progress. Which is progress. It's progress to acknowledge, at least in that moment, in that day, on that day, if it's the person, the job, whatever that's making you feel a certain way, you're going to not push it down, which is what you did before. You're going to acknowledge it. How this is going to turn out, I think eventually, let's just have one more. Oh, it's this one. The Sun. That's how it's going to turn out eventually. The Sun, and look at the cards that are at the bottom here. So I think eventually you are going to make a decision and move toward, they've got the Knight of Wands here. So some of you, it could be a love relationship. You are going to eventually move toward your Nine of Cups and exactly what it is you want. But at the moment, it looks like you're going to go back in May, toward the end of May, you're going to go back into the situation that was toxic for you. But you're going to notice that toxicity in the moment and address it in the moment, and then we see what's going to happen and how that's going to shape your path. Maybe that's what we look at in the next reading for you guys. Okay, Libra, thank you so much for being here. Your next reading is going to be a love reading, which I'll be posting next week. I'll then be doing your astrology for the month of May, as well as a full moon message for each individual star sign, in one video though, at the end of the month of May. Thank you so much for being here, my darlings. I hope you love and enjoy this. Remember what you're eating, clean foods, please. That's your message for this month. Have a wonderful May, my darlings, and I'll see you all again very soon for your brand new reading. Take care, my darlings. Bye.